Today, I'm talking about the FeelWorld 5-inch monitor and why this is potentially an awesome little 5-inch monitor that you might be interested in. So to start off, this monitor is cheap compared to its competitors. It's definitely a budget monitor, but it actually does a good job in being a on-camera monitor. So it's a 5-inch. This is essentially made for people using DSLRs, people using mirrorless, or somebody on like a gimbal or something like that. It's got HDMI in, HDMI out, which is awesome that it has out. It also has a power out, so you could potentially power your camera off this. It's got a power in. It's got mounting points on the bottom, side, and top, which the side is a good addition, and that rivals like Small HD's monitor, little 5-inch one. It runs off your typical like Sony battery. These things are great. I use them for different lights. I use them for different objects. I just have a ton of these batteries laying around, so it's good that it works with these. And then it also has some additional features that I think are necessary for monitors, and the reason that you would have a monitor, besides seeing your image. Most importantly for me, it's got your false color, and that's something I use all the time. And if you guys don't use false color, it's something that I would suggest you guys take a look at, and something that you should start using, especially when you're working with skin tones. If you're shooting people, false color is like the best tool to always get the perfect skin tone color out of your footage and make sure that your skin tones are exposed properly. And it's not a tool that you get in cameras. It's something that comes on external monitors. So this is a monitor that is cheaper. It's got a lot of mounting points. It's got a lot of different tools in it so that you can control your image and really see what's going on with your footage. Now, I've been using this for a while. Like I normally do on this channel, I like to work with gear for a little while before I do a review. I don't want to just get it and then the next day do a review, because if it breaks within a week or just doesn't work properly, I don't want to give you guys a false sense that something is good or bad based on like my first impressions. I want to actually use a piece of gear and actually put it through some real world settings. So this monitor, I've been taking it with me everywhere. I had another 5-inch monitor that I replaced using this one, and I actually have had a very positive experience with this monitor. I've been putting it in different situations where it's been bumped, it's been hit, it's been thrown in bags, and it hasn't broken, it hasn't gotten damaged. And there's been no issues with the ports in terms of plugging in connections, like plugging, unplugging. You know, when you use a port over time, sometimes they wear down. No issues so far there. And just in general, I've been able to use it to monitor my footage and make sure that I'm getting proper exposure every time. Now, in general, monitors, unless they're high-end production monitors, aren't going to give you exact color out of your camera, but they can get pretty close. And I actually think that this monitor looks pretty good. It's not perfect. It's not going to be exactly what you're getting in camera. However, it's a good judge, and it's a good way to use some of these tools, like I was saying, false color or peaking, so that you can see your exposure or see if you're in focus. Now, it comes with an awesome L bracket. Now, this makes it really easy to put on top of your camera. It's got some customizable buttons on the top. I usually like to see more customizable buttons than 2. And the reason for that is I don't want to dig in my menus for tools. I want to have just a bunch of tools just on the edge of the monitor, and I can just click to them real quick. As soon as I'm digging through menus, I'm not actually going to use those tools, and that's just an issue with any monitor in general. Unless it's a touchscreen one, my Shogun, I'm able to use the touchscreen, and that's very easy to just jump into different menus and you find different tools really quick. If you're in a monitor like this where you have to click a menu button and then use the arrows to click back and forth, then you need to have more buttons on the outside of it. So that's one thing that I wish this monitor had, was maybe 4 customizable buttons instead of 2. That would make a huge difference in terms of its usability. Now, around the edges of it, it comes with some Velcro already built into it, which is nice that it already has it on it. And it comes with a nice sun hood. And so the sun hood works great when you're outside. It allows you to see your image well, and it's just a good little feature that this monitor has. Now, one thing, when you throw this in camera backpacks with this Velcro on it, it does tend to get stuck to the side. So you kind of have to throw this maybe in something else before you throw it in your bag. Otherwise, you're going to be dealing with it getting stuck to different things within your bag. And now I haven't used the power out yet to power any other devices, but like I said, it's an 8.4 volt out. So you could power a lot of different devices off of this, and that's kind of a cool feature. Something, if you need to power something more, there's a potential that you could do it off of this. It does come with a carrying pouch, so you can use that to go around your monitor with its different pieces when you throw it in your backpack, and then you won't have the issues with it sticking. However, if you're kind of spreading your gear out and you want to just put your monitor in your bag, the actual carrying pouch is good when you put everything in the pouch, but it's not good if you're just using the monitor alone. It doesn't like fold up nicely and small. So that carrying pouch that it comes with is nice, but it's good just to carry everything at once. So overall, like I was saying, I've been using this monitor a bunch and I do like using it. And if you're in the market for a 5-inch monitor, something small, potentially something for like gimbals or just on your camera so that you have a bigger image than say your screen, your flip out screen, then this would be a monitor that I would suggest getting, especially if you're on a budget. This is under $200, so it's a fairly cheap monitor that gets a decent image and that allows you to monitor what it is that you're doing in your camera. I personally am going to continue using this monitor because it's a great little monitor just to have on me in those situations where I need something small. All right, guys, that is it. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. There's a lot of awesome filmmaking tutorials, some camera reviews. I've also got a creator film school that's nuts to bolts, everything that you need to know to be a full-time creator or a filmmaker. So guys, make sure you go down in the description and check that out, and I'll see you on the next one.